We've got some fun stuff for you today. So join us as we talk about hydration and make a couple of really fun little mocktails that I discovered thanks to another dietitian that I saw on Instagram.
Yeah.
All right. So, and if you decide you want to mess with it a little bit more, that's fine too.
Okay.
So we're going to talk about hydration today. And we find this topic to be of incredible importance because so many people are dehydrated. And it's not just it happens all the time.
Like it does. It's not just people with dysphagia.
Yeah.
But why do people with dysphagia have more difficulty hydrating than others?
They can't get it in. And if you can't get it in, that's a huge problem.
Yeah.
So, and especially those of you that go to the doctor and your appointments are like 3-4 weeks, 2 months away, what do? That's where we come in, because we can help right now, right away, from a distance, via this wonderful thing we call the internet. So, your body, when you're born, is like 75 to 80% water, which is a lot. It's incredible how much water the little tiny humans have in their little bodies. So as we age, our bodies gain more fat, more muscle, our bone structure changes, our bones grow, and we become only 60 to 70% water.
Oh.
Which is a little bit different.
Okay.
And then people who have trouble with obesity have even less water. They're only about 45 to 55% water.
Okay.
Which is a lot less.
Yeah.
So that creates its own concerns.
Set of difficulties.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and then the elderly, of course, we lose more water as we age. Athletes have the highest water content. Hi, Kara. Thank you for joining us. We can't see if there's anybody watching, so we're so happy to have you.
Yes.
And if there's anyone else watching, please say hello so we can see that you're there. Please interact with us so that we can comment, answer your questions, and let you know what's going on.
There are 3 viewers.
Hi, everybody. Nice to see you today. Okay, so I follow a bunch of dietitians. Hi, Victoria. Nice of you to join us. Please let us know if you have any questions. I follow a bunch of dietitians on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Hi, Janet. And also in real life, I follow a lot of dietitians because they're so full of wonderful information, and we all kind of have different specialties. My specialty is dysphagia. Other dietitians, their specialty is gut health. Others, their specialty is dementia, etc., etc. So mine kind of involves a lot of other things because people with dysphagia don't just have dysphagia, right?
No, they typically have nutritional issues.
Yeah. And a lot of them have had a stroke, which means they may have some cardiovascular disease. Some of them may be on dialysis and have renal disease. Some people in general have gut health problems, right? Yeah. So I use a lot of resources to bring you the best information that I possibly can from a nutrition standpoint. So why do we need water in our bodies? If you're watching, put in the comments what water does for your body, if you have any ideas. So I'll start naming them off. You tell me what you think it does.
Hold on.
First and foremost.
Let me take a sip first.
Okay, me too.
Water is important. I'm kind of on the spot to feel not thirsty.
Important, yes.
In terms of swallowing, hydration is very important because the mucous membranes of swallowing require.
Yes.
It took me a second.
No, we'll get there, and this is going to be important as we talk a little more.
Well, I started with thirst because when you're super thirsty and dehydrated, it's harder to swallow.
Yes.
And that's because the mucous membranes are not holding as much liquid or fluid in them that make them easier to move things through.
They don't stretch as well. they need the moisture in there. So functions of water. It helps you digest and absorb nutrients. So if you don't have enough nutrients in your body, or if you don't have enough water in your body, you can't absorb the nutrients that you are getting into your body. Excretion. We have to pee and we have to poop. It's just part of life. Helps with your cell function and emit waste. Yes, perfect, Kara, yes. So every single cell in your body needs water to function. Maintaining body temperature. How often do you get warm when you know you're a little dehydrated, right? It's something we warn people about, especially if you live in a southern state, that water in your body protects you from heat. Blood flow. Did you know that your bloodstream is made of water? It's what carries the red blood cells, the white blood cells, and all the other little transporters to the places that they need to go in your body. That's water. Energy production, hormone regulation, your joints, being able to move easily, right? This is a joint. Super important that there's enough lubricant in your joint, right? And then prevents infections. Okay, so it's distributed throughout your body, your bloodstream, in your organs, in your joints, and then, like I said, in your cells. So it's not supposed to be in the third spaces. What does that mean? Have you ever had a swollen arm, finger, foot? That swelling is water in places that it shouldn't be. And that can happen for another reason. Yes, it helps your bloodstream carries those red blood cells that carry that oxygen, right? If you need that oxygen to every part of your body, you need to have water so it can get there. And among other things, but it's like the river. You can't get down a river on a boat if it doesn't have water in it.
In it or under it?
Yes. Under it.
That's true.
Will you zest me
Gladly.
a lemon, please? And then we're going to start on our first mocktail, Used to Teach Health. Oh, yes, Kara. It's your jam. I love it. Love it. Okay, so you have to drink it, and you have to eat foods that have water in it, because your body does not store water. It does not. You have to replenish, because water is responsible for moving waste, like Kara said, out of your body. So you need to keep replenishing. You need to keep putting it in, whether that's through a drink, whether that's through a high water food, or if you're really dehydrated, you probably get an IV, right? We've all had one at some point or another. Maybe not, but most of us have. Okay, so we lose water through sweating. We lose water through crying. We lose water through urinating, and then also through moving our bowels. Victoria, yes. Menopause makes you need water. You have to make sure you put electrolytes back into your body. Yes. So that's kind of where we're going tonight. So I'll take a hiatus from my teaching, and we're going to talk about what we're making. So these are called mineral mocktails. They are highly nutrient dense. They're full of electrolytes, and they're full of fluid. So the other benefit, I found these from a gut health dietitian. Mineral mocktails are super great for your gut health, right? And as we talk about dysphagia, we've talked a lot about the gut-brain connection. I did a webinar, I watched a webinar on the vagus nerve today. Mm-hmm. It was so exciting. Stephanie got to listen to the last half of it with me.
She showed up and she was
so
happy.
Yeah, I love it. I love learning stuff. So our first mineral mocktail, super simple. We're going to take some coconut water, okay? So coconut water for 1 cup or 8 fluid ounces has 60 milligrams of sodium, which is not a ton, but that's okay. We get sodium in other ways. I'm parched a little bit. Sorry, I got a little frog in my throat. Hi, Karen. Nice to see you. It's got no protein, which is fine because we're not looking for protein with hydration. If we are, we'll talk about that actually a little later. And then potassium is a super important mineral. This has 470 milligrams in 1 cup, which is a lot. So if you have like a Powerade, on the other hand, which people use for hydration a lot, especially athletes, This has sugar in it. This has no sugar in it. The Powerade only has 80 milligrams of potassium in a serving, which is 12 fluid ounces. So there's much, much less potassium in this. Now, if you have kidney disease, you maybe don't want to drink a ton of potassium, so this might not be the best option for you. For those of you who have well-functioning, I didn't check to see if I needed to shake this first. I don't think I do. Okay, so well-functioning kidneys, your extra potassium is really good because that helps your body do a lot of the necessary functions. It's great for blood pressure. It's great for heart health. It's great for GI health. So we're gonna take 1 cup of coconut water. We're gonna take lemon juice. Will you grab me a knife now? I'm just gonna soften this bad boy a little bit. If you need to soften this in a hurry too, you can actually stick it in the microwave for like 20 seconds. And then I'm just gonna roll it on the cutting board. Okay, we're gonna cut that in half. Thank you, chef. Appreciate you.
Wow, that's a thick.
Check that bad boy out. That's a thick lemon. Okay, so, I should have probably done it through the strainer. That's okay.
So if any of you are watching and can tell that our camera is different, it is.
That's because
we had some technology failure 30 seconds after we were supposed to go live.
Facebook would not allow our go live button to work on Stephanie's cell phone. So we're not using.
So we're just using the camera on the computer, which is not a.
Yep. Okay, and then will you measure me out a 1/4 teaspoon of some kind of fun salt? It says Celtic salt. I don't have Celtic salt. I didn't buy Celtic salt because I got a ton of other kinds of salt. So we're gonna use.
Wow.
There's a bunch of little. It's a little
Himalayan,
sampler.
Portuguese, Hawaiian, or New Zealand. Let's see some votes there. New Zealand, Hawaiian, Portuguese, or Himalayan. What is your choice?
Pink, white, red. It's red. Yeah, it's kind of fun. I like
There's
these little
two
samplers.
whites, Portuguese and
Brittany says Hawaiian, so let's do that. You got it, Brittany. And thank you for doing that nice thing for me today, FYI. Oh, Kara says Himalayan. We'll do Himalayan in the next one because the next one needs.
Okay.
Okay, and pretty sure they're both pink,
How
so
much?
you got it, Janet. 1/4 teaspoon. Okay, so this one's super easy. It's a lemon.
This one is very pink, by the way. It's just
A cup of coconut water.
it's going everywhere, but
Love it.
okay. So Hawaiian pink salt.
Perfect.
I don't know if you can see it.
And I like my frother because we're gonna just try to get that to dissolve a little bit. And then we're gonna pour our coconut water in there. Okay. I left my sweaters at the clinic that I used to work at, and they've been there for more than a year. Brittany was there today, so she
Pick them up.
grabbed them for me.
Nice.
Yes. Okay, so let's try our first one, and then we'll make our second one.
There's still a good bit of salt down there. It might take because it's chunky salt.
Oh, and
Or is
there are lemon seeds.
Oh, that's what I'm seeing.
I
Then.
think it mostly
That's what I'm
dissolved.
seeing.
Whoop. Not a good pouring
Vessel.
Thank you. What would I do without you? So helpful. Okay. So,
All right. So this one's lemon.
lemon, coconut. Oh, I love the seed.
That's fine. I won't
Okay.
choke.
You won't choke? I hope not. Please don't.
Cheers.
I would be out of speech therapist, and then that's not okay.
You would.
That's delightful.
It actually is. And honestly, this is better than any Gatorade, Powerade that you can buy. This is so good.
High in vitamin C. The benefits are that it can help reduce stress, because one of the things that this the minerals and the nutrients in here are going to help reduce your blood pressure, and full of that vitamin C, which is an antioxidant. So it's immune boosting also.
Nice.
Okay, so let's move on to the next one, which is going to be a pineapple matcha. So
I love matcha.
I know you do. That's why when I asked you if you had it, I kind of knew you were going to have it already. So if you don't know what matcha is, it's a form of Japanese green tea. It's extremely good for you. So we need 1.5 teaspoons. We need, and I'm going to open the other coconut water for this one.
Okay.
And we're going to do this pressed coconut water. This one has a little bit of fat in it because coconut's high in fat. It's got a little bit of calcium, and this one did too. Phosphorus, magnesium. This one has a little bit more of the phosphorus, magnesium, and then a little bit more fat. So I need 1.5 teaspoons of matcha.
What are we putting it into? A better pouring vessel?
Let's put it into a better pouring vessel. Like this guy. How's that work?
Perfect.
Measuring cup.
1.5.
Yep, 1.5. And then when you're done with that, we'll do a cup of, oh no, I lied. We're not doing coconut milk in this one. Or we're doing coconut milk, not coconut water. Okay.
Oh.
Yep, 1.5 cups.
Teaspoon and a half.
Teaspoon and a half. Gosh.
That would be a lot of matcha.
Shoot.
I like matcha, but
not that much. It's strong. That's what you need to know. Sorry. The
should
puppies,
not have tapped.
the puppies are excited over the news. It's okay.
Tap it like and then I'll go.
All right.
The truth.
So coconut milk, I'm gonna do 1/3 of a cup. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna use this bad boy because it's a little bit easier for measuring things like coconut milk. Okay. Stephanie is calming her dogs right now. They get a little bit crazy. Okay, and then I have pineapple in juice. I'm not gonna put the pineapple in there. We're just gonna put the juice in there, okay? So we need 4 ounces, which is 1/2 cup. This side has the, there we go, 1/2 cup. So, if you don't have a swallowing disorder, or if you can tolerate pineapple, you may want to add pineapple and blend it to this, but juice has the benefits as well. So 4 ounces.
And pineapple is hard to blend.
It's very hard to blend.
It's stringy.
Yes. 1/2 teaspoon of cream of tartar. Where did it go? Right in front of me. I haven't opened this
How
yet.
much? Half?
1/2 teaspoon.
Oh,
And then 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. And Kara said Himalayan, so we'll do Himalayan this time. Okay, so matcha. We're also going to add 4 ounces or 1/2 cup of filtered water to
is
this.
that supposed to go in here? I'm
Yes.
a little distracted.
Yes,
Sorry.
ma'am. So, why cream of tartar, you ask? Let me make sure I have it right. Cream of tartar is high in magnesium, high in iron, and high in calcium. All right, so once again, I've got my handy dandy frother. You can also put this in a blender. Oh, we have a chunk of matcha not playing nice. If you need to strain this, it's okay. Strain it, strain it. Okay. And then I'm going to add my filtered water. Okay. So, matcha, pineapple juice, cream of tartar, coconut milk, salt. Did you add the salt yet, Steph?
I did not.
Okay, so we're gonna add a little bit of salt, and that is gonna be, I believe it's 1/8 of a teaspoon, so it's not very much. So you said Himalayan, so that's this pink one here. You ready to try this one, my friend?
Oh, it's pretty.
It is pretty. Okay.
That's what my dogs did.
Oh, they found some beans.
No, they got into the beans.
Oh, they got into the beans. My dog ate tomatoes today while I was gone.
Oh.
Yeah. Not all the matcha, there's a few chunks in there. So, like I said, if you need to strain this, okay.
Or you could always put it in a blender like this.
Very
that
true.
will get it quick.
Yep. Okay. So, cheers. It's earthy. It's got that dryness of green tea from the matcha, sweetness of the pineapple. That's really good. So matcha is high in potassium, magnesium, and calcium. Magnesium, super good for your mental health.
Yes, it's relaxing.
Relaxing, calming to your digestive system, calming to your brain. Very, very helpful. Okay, so let me swipe to our very last recipe here.
I don't know why.
Okay. So our last recipe is what we're calling reflux friendly. And I am going to post the website that I got these recipes off of. I did not make them up myself. I got them from someone else. So reflux friendly. That was harder to say than I realized. We're going to do this one in the blender because it has watermelon in it. So it calls for half a cup of watermelon chunks. So I cut watermelon today. My husband was like, take the whole thing and leave it there because we have a lot of watermelon in my house. Wow. Okay. So that's about a half a cup. It's not perfect, you know. Throw that bad boy in there, okay? We're gonna do zest of a lemon or lime. We don't have to do all of it. We can just do part of it. If you want to add lime also, we could add a little bit of lime zest as well. Okay. How about that?
I like it.
A little bit of flavor there. Okay. I'm going to do the coconut here. This one does say shake it up on the top. It's just knowing where to look for the instructions, right? Half the battle. All right, so half a cup. Oh, sorry, I bumped you.
Oh, you didn't bump me.
So this one says filtered water. I'm going to do coconut because that's kind of our theme that we're on here. Okay, so the secret ingredient to this.
Secrets.
Aloe vera juice. I went to my local grocery store. On their app, it said they had this in the supplements aisle. They did not. I had to go to the local health food store where they had 4 or 5 different options. So, who knew? Okay, so this says half a cup. So, as I'm checking out with my aloe vera juice, the cashier says, oh, that stuff is so great for your digestive system. You can just drink it anytime. I'm like, yes. So it's reflux friendly. It's really, really helpful.
But don't drink it by itself.
Nah,
The taste is not.
We can't. I will, so I can give you an idea as to what she's saying when she says the taste is all right. So watermelon, lemon zest, aloe vera juice, water, half a teaspoon of Celtic sea salt, and then a 1/4 teaspoon of honey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, so aloe vera. I have a little shot glass here. A little bit of aloe vera.
How much salt?
Half a teaspoon.
And this, we wanted anything in
Let's
particular?
do Portuguese.
Let's do it. It's a little green.
It's a little green. Little matcha in our watermelon never hurt anybody. Okay.
I may have to do that over here.
It's not pleasant. It's not nearly as bad as apple cider vinegar.
I don't agree.
See,
I will drink apple cider vinegar over that any
I
day.
struggle with the apple cider vinegar. It's hard. It's rough. And if you already have trouble swallowing, apple cider vinegar is not going to make it any better. This is not bad. It's got a little bit of a weird taste to it.
What else do we need in here? Oh, honey. How much?
1/4 teaspoon. So, you know, a dash. So the benefits, so the instructions say, or suggested use, drink 1 to 2 ounces per serving, up to 8 ounces daily. Can be taken by itself or mixed with a cool drink. Best if used 30 minutes prior to meals. So it's great for helping, especially if you have reflux, which is why this is a reflux-friendly drink. Okay, let's blend it up.
Here we go. It's pretty in color.
It is.
What you trying to do to me here?
Hydrate you, sister. Hydrate you. It's very, very green tea-y.
But I like that.
Yeah.
I think I've never really had it with pineapple.
Mm-hmm.
I typically do the coconut milk
Yep.
and matcha.
Yeah. So I think if we were to do it again, I would do it with the coconut water instead of the filtered water. Okay.
You ready?
So here's the other thing about watermelon. You may want to strain this. It may have a little bit of texture because not all of that watermelon is going to blend all the way. It does have those fibrous pieces in it.
Let's see how much fiber comes out.
It does look like quite a bit is in that strainer. Okay, straining. Give me just a second. I'm sorry you guys can't see this today. Okay, that's pretty good.
I did get it to work, but
but
we can't have to stop. Then we'd have to stop and restart. So
okay, if you can handle texture, you can see some of the color change there. I'm going to show them this part. There's quite a bit in there. So if you can't handle texture, you may want to strain this, okay?
And the top half of it had more because it floated up
Yep.
to the top. So,
all right.
ooh, you got the texture.
I got a piece of something. It's literally a piece of something. Oh, it's probably a watermelon seed. Yeah.
It's very tasty.
I think the coconut water to this added a little bit more mouthfeel. So the difference between these two, this one has a little bit of fat in it. This one doesn't. This one has also a gum in it, which it's called gellan gum for texture. And probably to help it stay emulsified so that the fat and the water part don't separate. Whereas this one doesn't have any fat in it, so you don't need to worry about that. So just a slight difference. This has a little bit more calories, so if you need the calories, go with this one. Okay, so signs and symptoms of dehydration in dysphagia.
Okay,
Go. What are they? Headache. We see a lot of people that have headaches because they're just not getting enough water in. I see this with everyone, not just with dysphagia.
Food getting stuck.
You were talking before about the mucous membranes needing to be moist enough. Constipation is a big one. What else did I have? I wrote down increased pain.
Yes.
So if you're not hydrated, you may have increased pain anywhere, including in your oral cavity, into your stomach, etc. And then your just overall ability to swallow is decreased even more.
Thought processing can be slowed.
Mm-hmm.
There's just a lot of cognitive things that can be affected by hydration
Yes.
as well. Because when you're dehydrated, it's going to pull from other organs,
Yep.
including your brain.
Yeah, because your body wants to stay even. It wants your percentages of water throughout your body to stay in line, in balance. So if you don't have enough, it starts stretching it out so that it's distributed evenly, which means everything has less water. So
Right.
fatigue, sluggishness,
Mm-hmm.
increased tiredness,
Mm-hmm.
inability to think. Are these drinks any thicker than water? No. However, we were talking about this a little bit beforehand. All of these drinks are going to thicken the same way as other water thin liquids. So use your thickener, whether you have Pura Thick, Dysphagia Aid, Simply Thick. You can buy xanthan gum at the grocery store and use xanthan gum to thicken these. We're going to do one last thing, one last thickened drink, because one of the things that we know about hydration is that sometimes you need to add something to your water, right? If you don't have the time, the effort, the energy, because you're dehydrated or malnourished or both, maybe you just want to get an additive, like one of these powders or the Mio drinks, squirt
Or even
ones.
just a squeeze of lemon.
Mm-hmm. So if you're having trouble getting food and liquids in general,
I have to address this.
yep, you're fine. Maybe you get something like bone broth, because bone broth has the fluid in it, right? It's liquid, plus it has protein. So bone broth has 9 grams, where is it? 9 grams of protein per 8 ounces. So if you're thickening something like this, what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab our measuring cup. This just had water in it. This had our juice in it, so I'm gonna rinse it real quick. Do you wanna get started and
Yes.
tell them what we're gonna
What-
do here? And then I'm gonna grab a thickener also.
What are we doing? The thing
Just
that I.
thickened, yep, your idea.
So, okay. So, not everyone can have thin liquids, obviously, and there are some questions about that. Anything can be thickened, and can be thickened in a number of different ways. One of the things, particularly even if you need more protein, so this is bone broth, there is protein in here, which is 9 grams of protein per cup.
Mm-hmm.
If you need it thickened, there are a number of ways to do it. So Kat got some Thicket packets today.
I ordered samples from Thicket, so they sent them. So you can use this packet to thicken any thin liquid, including this drink that we just made. Or
One of my thoughts was use potato flakes. Let's just do a
half a cup. Sounds good.
because my potato flakes are a bit on the.
You-
So if you want to, so potato and chicken soup,
Yeah.
essentially that's what you'd have. So we can thicken it. I just keep potato flakes I buy a big box of it. It's like instant potatoes. We may have to
Get a fork, or do we need to heat it?
I don't know. It would probably work over time, not heated,
Yeah,
because I think it's just freeze-dried potatoes.
I think it is too. Yeah.
So that will thicken, and it's a natural thickener. It's a starch.
It's a starch. This is a little meal in itself, right?
Yeah, so it's similar to.
So, and I'm just stirring this gently so and they're slowly dissolving. So this is gonna There you go. We love our frothers around here, let me tell you.
Every morning.
I use mine to mix my protein powder into whatever I'm drinking, whether it's juice, whether it's coffee, whether it's a milk for a shake. Let's do a little bit more because smells tasty. So the coconut water is a thin liquid. Even though this has a little bit of fat in this one, it's still a thin liquid. So you're gonna need to thicken it to the level. And Pam, if you watch our episode from last week, we talked about thickening liquids specifically. And there's sometimes a little bit of a trick to it. So if you were gonna do these packets, it tells you in the instructions how much liquid to add to get a certain thickness. So these ones are a level 3 or a moderately thick, and that's thickening up nicely.
Yes, it is.
So I would take 4 ounces, and I would take this, and you'd mix this in with, I would recommend a fork, not a spoon, a fork, because you want the liquid to get in between the tines, or you use a frother, because this is gonna get everything mixed in beautifully. And then the instructions on most of them say, let sit for 5 to 10 minutes before consuming so it reaches the total thickness. Because as it sits, it's going to continue to get a little thicker.
Mm-hmm.
So that looks fantastic. Do I need one more glass?
No, we can just pour one. So I do think that it would work a little bit better.
Sorry, puppies are excited tonight.
They're very much into rabbits right now. So
we apologize, you guys. So if you have potato flakes and you have a savory liquid like a broth or a soup that you need thickened, yeah, Karen, that frother is the way to go. Add some of your potato flakes, if you can tolerate potato, into your liquid, and it's going to make a really nice, beautiful, thickened liquid. So this one, and even with potato flakes, they're going to get thicker over time. I guarantee you if we heat these up right now, this will turn into a very thick liquid. So I think usually we add the potato flakes to hot liquid. So even though this is cold, it's still thickening a little bit. If we throw this in the microwave for 30 seconds, it's going to get really thick. So there are ways to thicken things. The nice thing is that usually with savory foods like broth, you're going to want to drink them hot anyway. So heat it up a little bit, pour those potato flakes in, and it'll be nice and thick. And then if you get it too thick, you add more broth, thin it out. And then if you stick it in the fridge, it's still good for the next day, because a lot of these liquids, they're okay after being refrigerated, right? We refrigerate and eat leftovers all the time. Well, I do. My husband's not much of a fan. Do you guys eat leftovers in your house? Yeah. I knew the answer to that, but anyway, she's over here nodding her head yes. So thicken your liquids. You can use potato flakes. And if you want potato flakes in any of your other stuff, if you're okay with that flavor, it'll work too.
Did you taste it yet?
I haven't, no. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's taking a little bit. Again,
they all sunk to the bottom. So I'm gonna dump this back in here and just redistribute it a little bit so you can see.
And it will keep absorbing.
Yep. Okay. So now that I've made a total mess, I'm gonna drink out of the measuring cup.
Didn't quite turn out like I thought.
No, it needs to be heated.
I think the heated would be better.
But it's still thickened cold.
It did. It's got texture though.
But I
over
guarantee
time,
it will
absorb more.
This is going to continue getting thicker, and if we heat this, this will probably end up more like pudding thick.
Yeah, like salad mashed potatoes with
gravy in them.
Yes.
Delicious.
It actually tastes really,
really
good.
good.
It's just that the texture is different than I expected.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I've always done it with hot things.
Mm-hmm.
So it absorbs
Now we
much
know.
quicker.
If you're using potato flakes, you need to do it a little hot. But if you're using a thicket or a Simply Thick or a Pura Thick or a Dysphagia Aid or a
Whatever it is
whatever
you
the
use.
CVS, Walgreens, Walmart brand of thickener is, it'll work in cold or hot liquids. We recommend the frother. It works best. A fork is a close second. Spoon,
Or there's small whisks as
Yep.
well. That,
Or you
But
can
a
get a
spoon.
shaker bottle. Shake it.
That's probably a good idea.
It
too.
works well too. So, last little bit on hydration that I want everyone to be aware of. Your medications that you are taking can directly affect your hydration status. For example, Benadryl has a drying effect. Hard time getting mashed potatoes thinner, sometimes even when adding liquid. Heat will not thin it out. Heat will likely make it thicken more. You have to add a ton of liquid to get those suckers thinned out.
Yes.
Karen, a ton of
A
liquid.
lot.
Yeah, so the question was, I have a hard time getting mashed potatoes thinner, sometimes even when adding liquid. You have to add a lot of liquid. So if you're doing it this way, you have to add more liquid because it's cold and it's going to thicken over time. If we had done hot liquid in here, we would have had to probably add more liquid because this would have been closer to pudding thick, so spoon thick. Benadryl. If you take Benadryl or decongestants constantly, their main goal is to dry out your sinuses, right? Well, they also dry out your digestive tract.
Yeah, so any allergy meds, so Claritin, Zyrtec, that's going to dry you as well.
Yep.
That's one of the things when I so rudely had to leave, I was going to talk about how dehydration can dry your nose, dry your eyes, dry your tongue, which makes it hard to chew. So many ways that dehydration can affect your swallowing, your eating and swallowing.
So the next one is a class of medications called diuretics. What diuretics do is they force your kidneys to work harder to pull water out so you pee more. And a lot of people that have trouble with their heart are on diuretics. A lot of people that have swelling in their lower extremities, if you see that your legs start to grow a little bit, you know that's not body, that's water. That's water weight, right? For women, for years, we've been talking about, I'm having my cycle. It's water. It's bloating. It's water. It's water collecting in places it's not necessarily supposed to be. It could be a hormonal thing. It could be a health thing. Who knows? But water wants to leave. So your kidneys are always working. Diuretics make your kidneys work harder to pull that water out. So people that have swelling in their feet, we tell them to lay on the couch with their feet up. So gravity pulls that liquid back down. Our kidneys can get rid of it. They dry you out. They purposely pull that fluid out of your bloodstream.
Because you have too much that's not coming out the natural way.
Yep. Antidepressants also sometimes have a drying effect on your body. NSAIDs, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs like ibuprofen, naproxen, they can cause your body to lose water. They can cause your gut to get dried out. And I put "and many more" in my notes because all medications have side effects. So it's really, really important to talk to your healthcare providers. One of the things that Stephanie and I do is we talk to people about what medications they're on, because sometimes a side effect of a medication may be difficulty swallowing. We want to know if that's part of what's going on. Can we say exactly that's what's happening? No, but we can put pieces of the puzzle together to figure out what may be contributing to some of the difficulty you're having. Yeah, super important.
Hydration, being hydrated is probably one of the most important things to swallowing. in addition to the muscles working and being coordinated, all of that stuff. But hydration is key. We work with people all the time. Are you getting enough water? And that's one of the things that we ask them to keep track of is how much are you drinking in addition to trying to get food in.
Yeah. So thirst is the first sign that you're dehydrated. Okay, it may not be the first sign for some people. That may be incorrect. For me and my body, that's my body's way of telling me you're not drinking enough water is if I feel parched.
But for people who are chronically dehydrated, they don't feel thirst anymore.
Right. And you have told me this in the past. So we look at other symptoms. Are you having headaches? Are you having mental fog? Are you fatigued? Are you having trouble getting out of bed in the morning? Are you having trouble falling asleep at night?
Well, and just the color and smell of your pee.
True story.
Is
indicative.
telling you.
Yeah. So all of these things that we showed you tonight help your body in more than one way. They help with hydration. All of these vitamins and minerals help your body with digestion. They help support your healthy gut bacteria, which in turn helps support your brain health. The vagus nerve webinar that I did today, they were talking about turmeric being stimulating to the vagus nerve. Ginger, which we know helps with appetite in people who are never hungry. We like them to eat a little bit of ginger because it stimulates the gut and stimulates the vagus nerve. What was the other one? Ashwagandha. You know what ashwagandha is?
Yeah.
It's an adaptogen. Adaptogen means it's a substance that helps your body deal with stress. It's really good for your vagus nerve, is what he said on that webinar.
Nice.
I thought it was pretty fascinating. So all things that I'm a huge fan of. You guys have seen me use turmeric often. I think we used ginger recently also.
We did. What did we use it in? It was something really good.
I can't remember.
It was a soup.
It was yeah. And we also did the turmeric latte recently.
Oh, right.
With coconut milk. And so, all right, that's what we have for you for hydration today. Foods have good water content also, mostly fruits and vegetables, high in water. So we want you to get those things in. And if you need a thickener to hold that water in place and slow it down, that's okay. It's really helpful.
Yes.
Any questions left?
Increase your liquids.
That was the other thing I was going to say. Okay, I wasn't done yet. I really can't talk forever. I'm sorry. Not sorry. Shh. Get yourself a shot glass. If you're having trouble getting water in, get yourself a shot glass. Pour yourself an ounce of liquid. Have one every hour or every half an hour. That can be your gauge.
So,
and you don't have to shoot it.
No, you can sip on it. So one of the things that a lot of people do is they get these great big water jugs and they tell me this is how much water I have to drink in a day.
I have one.
But I know you do. And honestly, to me, that is very overwhelming. And actually, I end up drinking less because I know I'm not going to do it. But when I give myself small amounts or just a cup or, I don't know, 2 cups of water at a time, I'm more likely to sip on it because I'm not so overwhelmed.
Yeah.
So if you give yourself small goals, it's easier to, I'd rather you reach 4 small goals of drinking than achieving none.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're drinking no fluids right now, A, because maybe you're scared. B, maybe you're just having trouble. Maybe you're coughing when you're drinking. Maybe you just don't have time. Set a small goal. I like this one because it's tiny, right? It's 1 ounce. And if you can get 1 ounce in more than you got in yesterday, you're winning.
Right. And then set a goal that you get 2 more.
Right. It's doable.
Yes, that's the better way to do it.
Yeah.
And if it's because you're having difficulty swallowing that one, then call us.
Get a hold of this one.
Talk to us. We'll try to help you one of our biggest goals is to help people get the right nutrition in and the right hydration in.
And then
That's our mission.
together, we want to improve how you feel. We want to improve your confidence. We want to improve your mental health. And sometimes we can do those things just by getting food and liquids into your body.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you need help, we're here for you. And we have a couple of announcements before we sign off.
Yes.
This is our last week doing our live on the Dysphagia Duo page. Join the group, Dysphagia Support for Nutrition and Swelling, if you have not already. Do it, because we're going live from the group next week.
Yes.
Please share with anyone that you know needs it, because we are here to help them too. Okay? We want to make sure that everyone is getting what they need. And a lot of people don't know where to turn. They're asking questions that we have answers to. So we're doing our live Q&A. I believe we're going to do 2. Right?
Yeah, because it's a close race.
And there are multiple days.
I think Sunday. Last time I
looking
looked,
for
Sunday was winning, but Friday was just two votes behind.
Yep. Oops, I picked the wrong group. Hold, please. Okay, so Sunday, October 1st, we will be doing a live at 2 p.m. And then Friday, October 6th, we will be doing a live at 7 p.m. So after we do this, we're going to post that because I have it up here on my phone. We will post that we're going to do 2. So if you're not watching this.
And will it be in our group or on the Duo page?
I'm going to post it in both places, or we're going to post it in both places.
But where's the live?
We're going to do it in the group. And I'm almost thinking we may do it on Google Meet and just invite everybody to join on Google Meet, because
we want to see your faces.
We
want to
see your faces so you can join with video. And B, I want to record the questions and the answers. I want to be able to present some of these other things and have a log of the things that were asked. So that's sort of my plan right now. I hadn't shared that with you yet. Sorry.
No.
But
I'm good with it.
I want people to be involved, and I want you to ask us face to face, even if it's virtually. I want you to know that we're here. We want to see what you need help with. We want to hear what you need help with. And sometimes hearing it from your mouths, or always hearing it from your mouths, is so much better than reading it from a comment.
Yeah.
Yeah. We care about you as a person.
Well, and we treat everyone via Google Meet, so that's kind of our jam.
Yeah. Karen, need to submit questions to view it later. Will you do a replay? Yeah. I mean, if you want to submit questions to us also, we can do that too. I'll put a link with a little form up where you can submit questions if you want.
That's a good idea too.
We'll do that as well.
And Karen, I think there will probably be more of these in the future, so don't worry about it. It will happen again.
What we're
when
seeing
you are in town. I want you to enjoy your vacation.
Oh my gosh, yes. Yes. I can't wait to hear about it. And I can't wait to hear that the cruise line did everything that you needed. I want them to win for you. That is what I'm putting into the universe right now, because you deserve it.
They'll win for her.
Okay. If anyone else has any other questions, please let us know. We are here for you. We appreciate you. Hey, Pam, anytime. And if you need to talk to us one-on-one, we can set that up. Not a problem. We are here to help you. We want you to succeed. We want your loved ones to succeed. You just let us know what you need, and we got you.
She speaks truth.
I try.
All right. Have a great week.
Cheers, everybody.
Next week, we will see you in Dysphagia Support for Nutrition and Swallowing. If you haven't joined yet, join now.
Yep. Cheers, everybody. Stay hydrated.